Hollywood where, this was popular, let's make another one.
Except let's not get any of the same actors. We'll get a bunch of guys fresh out of high school, and then we'll go, yes.
Hey, we can do what they're doing now and remake Point Break with no original actor and a totally different director.
And a completely different storyline.
Yeah, looks like shit.
Huh. So why don't we take a movie, take the title, throw everything else the fuck out. And,
do you know how we did that whole will it suck line? Well, we could just do a video called Point Break, will it suck? And then we just go, yes.
I don't even think you can ask, will it suck?
We'll just show the trailer and then go,
Break.
yes.
Point Break. Duh fuck.
Ooh, Robin Hood.
Robin Hood and Little John hopping through the forest.
Just to be clear, we are talking about Russell Crowe, Ridley Scott Robin Hood, right?
Fucking course, because we saw it in theater.
Robin Hood was a very interesting case because it came out relatively close to Gladiator. Gladiator won Picture of the Year, Best Actor in a Leading Role. Joaquin Phoenix was nominated, so at least 3 Oscars that I can think of. Robin Hood had all the same people behind it. It had Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe came back, we had Cate Blanchett, who's another Oscar-nominated actress, and it had all the tools to be successful, and when I watched it, I thought it was actually a really good movie.
I thought it was exceptional, and it was actually a reflection of a turning point in cinema, because that is also one of the movies around the same time as movies like Constantine that was turning the script as we've come more into this generation where there are a lot more films of a darker connotation of stories already been told.
And what I really don't understand is it did well. I think it did pretty decently financially, but critically, people were really, really mixed, and there weren't any really hardcore fans after seeing it. Like,
except for me and you.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people didn't like it because I think what they really failed on was marketing, because everyone went into that movie thinking that they were going to see a Kevin Costner Robin Hood remake. Like, they wanted to see the traditional Robin Hood's hiding in the forest. He's fucking with the sheriff for 90% of the movie. He's giving money to the poor.
More men in fucking tights.
But that's what he's saying. Like, the traditional Robin Hood is giving money to the poor. And this film is the beginning of Robin Hood. It is Robin Hood in the military. It is Robin Hood, meeting Robin, taking the identity of Robin of Locksley. And we learn a lot about Robin Hood, and people weren't expecting it to be an origin story, and I guess really didn't like it.
Which I do think it was really cool how it took a unique twist in the Robin Hood story. Instead of being Robin of Locksley, he's the guy who comes home and takes his spot because Robin's dead, and this guy's looking for a place in life because he really doesn't know what to do with himself, which is actually a great reoccurring theme for even today with people coming back from war. So it's really a great metaphor.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like, I can't really think of a thing that film did bad. I mean, the final battle was very cool. I understand the ships were too modern for the beach landing. Like, that's a minor continuity type of, or like authenticity critique. But story-wise, the story was very interesting. The pacing was a little on the slow side, but it certainly didn't hurt the film. They build Robin Hood as a very intricate character. We learn a lot about Robin. He has his whole relationship with Cate Blanchett is done really well. Like, it's a really complicated relationship. The villain is cool. Like, seeing this king take power and not give a shit about the people really sets us up,
I think,
for what we know will happen.
Prince John's portrayal in that was pretty damn good.
And it even brings it back to where at the very end of the film, he shoots an arrow into the wanted poster, and it sets it up very definitively for a sequel. Like, it's very clear that they wanted to make the traditional Robin Hood film right after that film, and the critics just hammered it, and I really can't think of where it was weak. The cast was amazing. It felt like an epic movie.
The only thing that I could foreseeably see hurting that movie making a sequel is that is also about the time where, I mean, Russell Crowe still had a couple more movies in him, but that's really one of the last movies that he makes before people start realizing that despite his amazing talent, he's a bit of a dickbag.
Well, he's apparently very difficult to work with, but he can obviously work well with Ridley Scott, who's made multiple movies with him.
It's just finding people to stand next to him that's the
yeah,
problem.
but to be honest, I really can't think of a technical thing that didn't work in the movie.
Well,
I love it. I still think it's a great movie. It felt similar to Gladiator in a lot of ways. And Gladiator was great. Most people would agree.
When you think about it, I mean, it checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Great script.
Yeah.
Great director. Great cast. Everything there is set.
Yeah. I mean, for some reason, it just didn't take off. And Robin Hood, again, is a really, like, one of the biggest legendary figures. Like, he deserves to have a franchise. Someone like Robin Hood is such a constant legend for centuries, and a good movie has been made about him, so why can't we continue it?
When it really comes down to it, if Robert Downey Jr., with his drug addiction and his narcissism, can have a franchise, why can't a little bit of a bitchy Russell Crowe have one?
I think what really needs to happen is the public needs to go watch Robin Hood again, and they need to decide that it's actually good, and then tell the goddamn movie studios, or just post it on frickin' all over the internet, and maybe we'll get it.
There we go. Hashtag Robin Hood, do it.
All right.
Spread the word.
Where the gods come in, and they resurrect Achilles, and Achilles takes his revenge on all of the survivors of Troy, but now he's a zombie. And it's all about hunting down Paris.